Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial of Salesforce Makes Sense. This is Himanshu and we are continuing our Lightning Web Component Masterclass. In the previous tutorial, we looked at Lightning messages and we also looked at how to save records using the save button but without writing any custom or Apex code, right? We just wrote like LWC Lightning Data Services capabilities and that took care of everything. Cool. Now, once I have this and let's say my subject is test subject and I have submitted my form, right? How do I basically reset my form if I have to, meaning get rid of these particular values that I have given to my form? I want to clear it out. Can I have a reset button is the business requirement, and that's where you can actually use another concept, that is the reset method that's available. Okay, so if you have to use the form for any kind of re-input, once you submit the form and you want to clear out any field input values, you have to use the reset method. Okay, this will ensure that the transition between the previous save and the new save is very much seamless. All right, so if I were to go to this record, I'm not sure how good would the edit record behave, but let's see. Okay, what we have here is the submit button. What am I going to do next is I'm going to create a reset button of type reset. Okay, let's see if this solves our use case, or else I'll tell you how to do it the general way. I'll say outline, this is reset, and I am going to go ahead and say deploy. Nothing fancy done, just one more button added after the save button. All right, I'll say refresh. Okay, I have the save and reset buttons, and let's say I modify the test subject to something like dummy subject attempt. I just want to see if the reset button works right away. Yeah, so if you see, the reset button has cleared it out. Okay, the text field has been cleared out, and it might not be a use case here, but just understand that the reset button will take care of this capability. All right, we'll look at it when this will be handy when you create a record, which is our next tutorial. All right, so we'll create a record and we'll have two buttons, create a record, create as in submit, and then reset if I want to create another record. So just be aware that you have the reset button available here. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about is that this reset might have some partial behaviors, or it might not be clearing it out properly because this is an edit form and it is getting data from the URL and it is wiring it all the time, which is why you're not seeing a good result on the screen. Okay, but the reset button gives you the capability of actually clearing out the entire form. How do you do that? You basically ensure that you have a handler. Okay, what happens when you click on the save button on the form? The submit handler is called, right? I'll just show you what I mean. So if I were to just remove this M, so you see right here you have some actions available: on error, on load, on submit, on success, right? So when you click on the save button, the submit action is triggered. When submit is done, meaning a successful submit is done, the on success is triggered. As soon as the form is saved, I want to do something. What do I want to do? I want to clear it out so that I can have another fresh registration, right? That is why I can use the on success handler, and I'll say handle form success. This is my method. If I have created a method here, I have to ensure that I have to write it on my JS, correct? So I'll go here and I'll write it on my JS. Now, because this method is coming from Lightning Data Service and it is being handled through events, I will have the event property available with me, correct? Now, because I have the event detail property available with me, I can either alert or console it, but I don't really need it for now. What I want to be able to do is, as soon as success happens, reset the form. That's all I want to do. How do you do that? So to be able to reset the form, you need two things: the form plus the reset method. That's it. So sorry, the autocorrect is too fast. Form and reset method, right? I know that the reset method is called reset method, so this is fine, this is sorted. But how do you get the form? Pause the video here and tell me, how would you get the form? You've already learned it in one of the previous tutorials. How do you get any HTML metadata or entity in JS? How do you do that? You use template dot query selector. To find one element, you use template dot query selector, right? What is your element name? It is lightning record edit form. So this particular code snippet is going to find out the element in the HTML canvas, and it is going to call the reset method from here. That's it. Okay, or you can also do const form element. It's a bit better on, instead of nesting all the things, you can actually simply say form element dot reset. You can do it this way. The event is a parameter here, but it is not being used because we don't really need it for now. We're just doing a reset. Cool. I'll go ahead and say deploy. Let's see how it looks, how it works. Just so you know, you can do it from the JS side, okay, without the button being clicked, without this button being clicked, but it will be handled automatically by the event that is getting internally called whenever the form is submitted and successfully saved. Let's go back, refresh, and let's go ahead and say this is what, test subject new, and I'll say save. Saved fine, but I don't see any reset happening here, right? This reset is working, but that reset did not work. Something weird. Might be the problem with the lightning record edit form, but let's look at it. Template query selector, record edit form. This is the name, right? Record edit form. Let's quickly copy and verify. Yeah, same name. Cool. Handle form success. All right, and dot reset. That should be fine. Let's just verify. If it is not working here, we'll definitely see it when we do the create record. That's okay. But just so you know that this is how you'll have to tackle it. Okay. Now if I say test subject new here, save. Yeah, it's saving fine, but it's giving the latest value because it is an edit record. Okay. But if I were to check, like if the method is being called or not, I can just simply query or just do a console log or an alert. Success called and invoked. Okay, and then we can verify whether I am receiving the form element or not. Form element. Okay, let's just quickly verify these two things. I'll say deploy. What I'll also do is, okay, let's not do the edit page. Let's inspect element, console, remove all of this stuff, refresh, remove all of this stuff, and I'm going to simply say test subject test s. Okay, and I'm going to say save. So you see, success called and invoked, and it is also finding the record edit form, meaning it's working as expected. It is just that the form is a edit form and it is actually giving you and loading the values of what the latest data is. That is why it's not resetting it. Okay, on a general level, we'll see the reset working as expected when we are actually working on a create scenario or where the record ID is not tagged. Okay, so just so you know, this is your way to go, and you will be able to use it with the create scenarios, because that's when you need to clear your form. Here the problem is you are actually working on an existing record, so it has to show you the record. That's the discrepancy. Make sense? Cool, great. That's all I wanted to cover as part of this tutorial. In the next one, we'll start understanding and looking at how to create records, and we'll see different variants for the creation. We have done the view, we have done the edit. So what I want you guys to do is, before we start create on this particular video, comment out all the things that you have learned. It is in bits and pieces. It is in small, small segments and snippets, but just imagine the power of LDS, just take a step back and see what you're doing when you're doing it live with me. See what is it doing, what kind of use cases you can achieve with just by writing LDS and not writing any Apex code. There are people who will say that, Himanshu, I have still not started Apex. I just know a bit of LWC. Can I still write code? You see, you can create records, you can view records, you can edit records. What else do you need, right? A bit of SLDS, yes, that's for the design and, setting up. So what if I wanted to, improve this layout? Let's say I gave a business demo for this particular UI, and the business is like, I don't want this. This is going as a very long form. My details are hidden here. So I'll propose, okay, I can create a grid. I can give you 2 fields here. Let's do it, right? Let's go ahead and do it. I'll say div class SLDS grid. I'll make sure to wrap it. So see, you don't have to type it out every time. Okay, I'm just typing it because I think I have that information with me and it will be faster instead of copying. but it is always safe to copy legit code from the HTML repository. Okay, take it from there and then leverage it. Whatever I see that I need help from the online portals in terms of the actual, what do you call it, nomenclature, I use it from online, right? So now this div is created, correct? Now I'll just go ahead and say this div replicate, done. I'll just move this stuff into the right divs, done, done, done. I'm just putting all the fields into 1 by 2, one of two size, what do you call it, columns, right? So that my grid is 2 columns per row. So I'll just take this out. Type was already there. I'll take SLA violation. I'll put it here. Done. Now here also what I can do is I can have 2 size columns, and I can put my save button in one and the reset button in one. That can also be done, right? So I'll just take this out. Save button is the second button and the first button will be the reset button. Done. I'll remove this comment, remove the extra space, and because I have taken care of the alignment, I don't need to refactor my HTML file. Looks good, right? Looks good, looks very neat. Cool. Looks good. Lot of code added, but let's deploy and see if any compilation errors comes or not. No compilation errors. Wow, amazing, genius. All right, perfect. Now if I go back to my Safari, if I say refresh, see, looks a bit better. But if you see, because there are only 33617, the reset button has gone up, which is not correct. So it is better and safe to not have it in the div. So you see very quickly a SLDS problem, a UI problem came, right? So I'll get rid of this div and I'll just have this right here. So now if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7th field, I don't need a size. I'll just give it full size. Okay, I don't want to basically move the save and reset here. I want to keep them down. So I'll give SLA violation the full space. Okay, just my plan. Or I can keep it 1 by 2 and I'll just keep the next 1 by 2 empty. Okay, and I'll get rid of this particular div from here and I'll get these guys back on the normal alignment. Let's say deploy. This is not LDS tutorial, but just trying to make sense of how to make things a bit more aesthetic and go one step extra compared to your fellow developers and colleagues, so that you create that reputation that yeah, what you do is perfect. So now if you see, the form looks a bit more compact. You have a header, you can make this center aligned. Think always more like what business will like, what they will like. The space is a bit less, so can I introduce more space here? Yeah, I can. So I'll just go ahead and do it. Can I add a space between save and reset? Yes, I can do it, so I will. Okay, so I'll just go back to my code, and the submit button needs a SLDS class, correct? So here I'll say, let's see, SLDS, does it normally, yeah, SLDS M, it does not show you, that's okay. So let's just go around. Okay, this is my margin that I've added. Okay, so I'll add a margin in the, so if the box, I'll just quickly show you what I'm trying to say. If the box is here, what side is this? This is the right side, so I need a spacing on the right side. So I'll just go back and I'll say I need some margin, a small margin on the right side. That's it. Cool. And I'll say deploy. And I needed some spacing around my entire grid. So I'll take this particular class and I'll put one more spacing, and this will be padding, which will be around my entire grid, so that there's some space around these borders, so that it is not too clumsy. Deploy, refresh, let's see. Okay, so if you see now, looks so much neat and so much more spacious and good. If you think that the space has become too much, then you can reduce the spacing, right? But looks a bit more neat. See, very much similar to how the normal UI looks. So you're very close to how Salesforce does it, right? So it gives you a good sense of accomplishment, which is really great. Now the functionality will not be impacted. See, the save button will work as expected. Working, test subject. I'll modify the subject. It will be updated here. So when I say subject, so it is updated here, status is updated, so all is working as expected, no issues. And if I remove the SLA violation, it will say complete the field. So all the functionality works even if you modify the CSS. The CSS is just the UI, it is more like, you know, the makeup. Remember the makeup. Cool, great. That's all I wanted to cover, and we have done a great deal on this side of the world. The next thing we'll start off with creating a record. That will basically be the last topic on the Lightning data service. Then we'll move on to actually touching the database and using connecting, you know, Apex code with LWC. So let's look at creating a record next. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.